Wrestling fans, guys, welcome to your Elimination Chamber preview and predictions. This coming Saturday, Elimination Chamber will take place. WWE's next Saudi Arabia show, the last major stop on the road to WrestleMania, wrestling fans. And what are we going to see? Is this Saudi show, is the Elimination Chamber just going to be in-house show with fireworks and pyro and things of that nature? Is that what we're going to see? Now, on paper, it doesn't look like that's what we're going to see, wrestling fans. Oh, and by the way, guys, before we dive into any of this, before we dive into this entire card that we're going to see Saturday, you all know what to do. Become a subscriber today. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for all notifications. If you are one of the 360 subscribers to the channel right now, thank you very much. And if you're not one of them yet, go down and make sure you become one. A lot of great things coming up on the channel very, very soon. As you know, Backyard Beatdown will be coming soon. March 27th, wrestling fans. That will be coming, wrestling fans. Along with a lot of great wrestling content, reviews, previews, and things of that nature, because it's WrestleMania season. And every time it's WrestleMania season, all the content creators have a lot of great content out. This one right here, a great spot to get some great wrestling reviews and previews and things of that nature each and every week. For guys, let's dive into Elimination Chamber, shall we? Is it going to be an in-house show? Well, on paper, it doesn't appear to be that way, but WWE does this from time to time. They do stuff on paper that doesn't look like a house show, but it comes off that way when the show takes place. And we're going to run down the entire card, wrestling fans. First things first. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief of the WWE, defending the Universal title against Goldberg, or Gilberg, or Oldberg, or whatever you want to call him these days. It really depends on what type of fan you are, wrestling fans. Guys, when we think about this matchup, what really comes to mind? Well, Roman Reigns just steamrolling all through Goldberg this Saturday, because really we think about Goldberg's last matchup on his contract with WWE. His last match on this contract we think of. He's not winning. He's not winning. There's no way he's winning. Now, is this his last matchup completely with WWE? I don't think so. I don't think it's his last match at all with WWE. They have too many of these super showdowns, crown jewels, Elimination Chamber pay-per-views over in Saudi Arabia left. And every time they have one of these, wrestling fans, they gotta have a Goldberg or a Lesnar or someone of that nature. They just have to have one. So Goldberg's not done with WWE. As much as there's a certain audience that wants Goldberg to be done. But guys, in this matchup, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, Roman Reigns will walk out still Universal Champion and go on to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar, wrestling fans. Yes, he will. The Raw Women's Championship is on the line. Becky Lynch versus Lita. Now look, I think there's a few different directions WWE could go with this. Okay, a few different directions. Number one, are they going to give Lita the Raw Women's Championship at Elimination Chamber? It wouldn't surprise me if they did. It really wouldn't, simply because they're trying to sell out AT&T Stadium. They are trying to reward her for signing with WWE for this WrestleMania season, and she didn't go to AEW with that contract that we all heard about when AEW was trying to sign her. So it would not surprise me if Lita did walk out victorious at Elimination Chamber and set up a triple threat matchup for WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship, where it would be Becky Lynch and the winner of the Raw Women's Elimination Chamber matchup. Where I'm going to be honest with you, when you look at everybody on that, I'm pulling for Alexa Bliss. I really am. I don't see Liv Morgan winning. I don't see Rhea Ripley winning. Who really wants to see another Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch matchup? Who really wants to see that? That feud that we saw between those two, Bianca Belair was crushed. Absolutely crushed. And I'm going to be honest. When Bianca Belair saw Becky Lynch, and I was at SummerSlam in Vegas with a few of my friends, when Bianca Belair saw Becky Lynch come down and she had to defend her Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair should have looked a little mad. Should have had fire in her eyes. Something. And she didn't have any of that. She looked happy that Becky Lynch was back. So I don't want to see any of this. I don't. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Because it really is going to come down to Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. Because Nikki Ash isn't walking out victorious, the Miss Hamburglar, and the female Yokozuna of the WWE isn't walking out either. Doudrop isn't walking out victorious either. Ronda Rousey and Naomi takes on Charlotte and Sonya Deville. Now, wrestling fans, this matchup, well, number one, they wanted Ronda Rousey to go down to the Elimination Chamber and stuff and have that matchup. But look, this is kind of testing the waters, trying to get Ronda Rousey and Charlotte used to each other, kind of fill their match out for WrestleMania. Even though I'm really hoping that they stick, someone else in there, maybe Sasha Banks, someone like that for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. But that's what they're really doing with Ronda and Charlotte here. And really that's what they're doing with Naomi and Sonya Deville. Because Sonya Deville and Naomi are going to face each other. I see that at WrestleMania. To put an end to this rivalry, Sonya's been getting the upper hand the biggest part of the time in this rival. And really, I see Ronda Rousey and Naomi being victorious at Elimination Chamber. I just do. The WWE Championship Elimination Chamber matchup. Wrestling fans, let's go over this one. This is one of the reasons why you all are here, guys. One of the reasons. Look, in this matchup, in this match, you got Bobby Lashley defending the WWE title against AJ Styles, Riddle, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and somebody who just popped up out of nowhere, and it really was out of nowhere. Someone who popped up out of nowhere. Hold on a second. Austin Theory. Now, look. Austin Theory's in there. He's been interacting with Vince McMahon. He's not winning. But I hope he has a good showing. I do. AJ Styles has been rumored to face Edge at WrestleMania. Now, I'm going to be honest. Adding the WWE title to that matchup, make that match even better. Would make it even better. Guarantee. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I want to see AJ Styles walk out victorious at WrestleMania. I don't want to see him lose again. I don't want to see it. Seth Rollins, he's not going to factor in anything. I mean, he's just not. He's not factoring in anything that is WWE Championship. He's just not. Really, it's going to come down to Brock Lesnar or Riddle. It is. I wouldn't mind AJ Styles winning, but I don't see that happening. I see WWE saying Edge and AJ Styles doesn't need a WWE title. Riddle versus Randy Orton, if that's the road that they go down. Look, do I see them going down that road? They have not done the tag team title matchup yet. If they wanted to, they could save that match for WrestleMania, in which Alpha Academy could go victorious, and then the night after on Raw, we could see Randy Orton turn on Riddle, and then that could be one of the big things that happens on the night after Mania. Since how Raw is always, the Raw after Mania is always one of the biggest Raws of the year. So that could be one of the things that they do, okay? If Riddle wins, if he wins and becomes a WWE champion, I am concerned about that. Because what if WWE goes down the same type road that they did with Bray Wyatt? You know how ridiculous that would be? You know how much that would suck if they went down that road? Bray Wyatt got eaten alive at WrestleMania 33 when he won the WWE Championship a month earlier, and then poof, it's like, doesn't even matter. Lost it right to Randy Orton. You don't think WWE would do that? You don't think WWE would give Riddle the WWE Championship only to have him drop it right to Randy Orton, being a transitional champion? Think again, folks. Think again. WWE would have Riddle lose the title to Randy Orton just like that. And that would be a grave mistake, because the key to RK Bro is when they split up. Randy Orton losing to Riddle. That's where this needs to end up. Whether it's for a title or whether it's just a one-on-one encounter. That's where it needs to go, wrestling fans. And that's just me. As far as Brock Lesnar is concerned, guys, look, if he walks out victorious with the WWE title around his waist or around his on his shoulder at Elimination Chamber, listen, there was no reason for WWE to take the title off of him. None. There was no reason. But this is WWE, and they just had to stick him in the Elimination Chamber for whatever reason. I, for one, would have kept the WWE title on him, had him retain it at Elimination Chamber, and Paul Heyman turn his back on him at WrestleMania. have Brock Lesnar just simply hold the title until WrestleMania, where Roman Reigns then captured both titles. If this is the ultimate goal of WWE, for Brock versus Reigns, champion versus champion, that's what I would have done. If Bobby Lashley loses to Brock Lesnar, there's absolutely no sense in Brock losing at the Royal Rumble. None. And I'm going to be honest. You look at the card, you look at any story that Bobby Lashley could be in, there's nothing that really speaks out, that stands out right now as WrestleMania. Nothing. But y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Now, wrestling fans, let's dive into tag team titles. They're on the line. Nothing really too interesting about this, as the Usos will very quickly defeat the Viking Raiders. And the only thing that I can say about it is, this is a product of WWE not having that many tag teams. That's all this is. WWE doesn't have many tag teams, so the Usos are going to steamroll all over the Viking Raiders. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Okay. Whatever. I know this. It's a Falls Count Anywhere matchup, so I hope we go into the backstage area, we see some weapons used, we see something besides them wrestling around the ringside. Because that's not a Falls Count Anywhere in my book. But Drew McIntyre will go over here. And it's all leading to Happy Corbin taking on Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. You watch. And finally, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. That's what I think of Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Battle as it's going to be just as boring and just as much as me going and taking either a bathroom break or getting something to eat or drink as McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. I'm going to be honest, because Mysterio is going to walk out victorious at Elimination Chamber. And that's just the way I'm seeing it. And that is Elimination Chamber, wrestling fans. This coming Saturday, guys. This coming Saturday. Y'all remember to become a subscriber today. Thank you very much if you're one of the 360 subscribers to the channel right now. A lot of great stuff coming to the channel each and every week. Backyard Beatdown starts March 27th, wrestling fans. So look forward to that and all the promos and interviews and things of that nature leading up to Backyard Beatdown, the very first episode of Season 3. Also, previews, reviews, things of that nature on the channel right now, each and every week. Give this a like, share it, subscribe, all that great stuff. I'll see you Saturday, wrestling fans, for my review of Elimination Chamber. And until then, catch you on the other side.